Live only on DAZN, the Ring 6. Teofimo Lopez, the Brooklyn-born king of 140, looks to retain his world title as Shakur Stevenson steps up to become a 4-division world champion. Lopez versus Stevenson, January 31st. Click the link in the description to buy now.
And McCart, IFLTV, delighted. Our first interview of 2026, and it's none other than Sonny Edwards. Sonny, how are you, sir?
Well, is this your first interview?
Yeah, this year, aye.
Oh, okay.
Well, face to face, I'm not a Zoom, face to face.
That doesn't really count, does it?
Well, it does, because this is better, this is better.
We don't really count Zoom.
Well, this isn't your first fight week, because you're in New York. I suppose let's just start there. I want to talk about Dalton Smith, and yeah, so I suppose you've always known, I've followed his career since his debut, I was at his debut, but to go back to that moment in New York when he stopped Gabriel Matias, which nobody thought would happen, let's be honest, but he did it. And I saw an interview where you said Gabriel Matias is going to be surprised by Dalton's power, and you were right.
Of course I was right. Of course I was right. I mean, as you can tell from Dalton's the manner of his victory, he learned everything from me. You know what I mean? Just do what I say, Dalton.
Listen, I believe you, Sonny, I believe you.
And now, but in all seriousness, Dalton, we had so much high belief in Dalton winning that fight because Dalton has got world level power. If you didn't believe it before, you do now. But Dalton, he's accurate, he's calm, he's composed, and he's very, very tough. So if anyone in the world keeps trying to put the fight on him, we've seen it with Zepeda, we saw it with Matias. The only two fighters so far in the whole of Dalton's career, the highest level ones and the only ones that have come to try and stick it on him, both of them have been knocked out by the 5th round. Both of them. Now, a Billy Aylington or Casey Benjamin, fighters that really are trying to do everything but fight, stay away, survive, tie up when he's supposed to, pick a single shot, move away. They might go the distance with Dalton, but at no point did they look like they was beating Dalton. Because Dalton, he doesn't chase the knockout, but because he hits so hard, if you keep giving him opportunities, like Matias was, he will knock you out and find you. And we weren't surprised. If you go back, look at the interviews, look at the build-up from our side, we was all back in a knockout. Because Matias isn't going to let you beat him on points. He's going to put himself in front of you that much that if you don't knock him out, you're probably getting knocked out. And I don't know if anyone in the world will be able to stand there at 140 and be able to fight with Dalton. People don't realise how tough he is. People going, oh, he was slowing down, it's lucky the punches came up. No, he was just working hard. He had plenty left. The moment he got caught with one shot on the inside, instead of being on his chest, he stepped off, found his feet, and then delivered the knockout. The moment he got caught a shot, he switched on, went back to the original plan of standing off and throwing from that range. And because he hadn't been doing it for the couple of rounds before, he took his head off.
Was there a moment, you said you're not surprised by Dalton's power, you almost predicted what would happen if people stand and trade with Dalton. But we know Gabriel Matias, and in Dalton's own admission, he said he didn't stick to the game plan, he got drawn into a fight. Was there a small part of you, were you nervous a little bit when Gabriel Matias was on the front foot, he was landing them shots on the inside, them sneaky little short left hooks? Was there a small part of you that was nervous, or were you always confident Dalton would get the job done?
Don't get me wrong, it's, you know, whilst the rounds are going on and you're in the fight at real time, obviously, you know, everything's gonna bring out a reaction, and because we want Dalton to win so much, obviously, any sort of sign of, you know, a bit of sloppiness or wrong foot position or taking a shot means more on our side to us. But at no point was I worrying. If anything, the main concern was if Dalton keeps working and throwing how much he's throwing behind his punches at this rate, and if Matias is still there round 8, round 9, round 10, how is his engine going to be? Because he's never had to be in a hard fight that far. But that's not because I don't believe in Dalton's engine, it's because that's his first fight at world level. But what he showed is that he can keep clashing head to head until he's the last one standing. And against Matias, a man that has won all but one of his wins by knockout, a man that's a multi-times world champion, a man that has failed a drugs test, a man that has killed a man, that this is a very, very dangerous individual. As far as danger of opposition goes, all the way up there. You probably can't get too much higher than a Matias. He's that good of a fighter and that strong of a competitor, but Dalton has that inner core belief that if we're both going in the fire, I'm coming out standing, and he's proved that again. But what I liked about it is the game plan was keep the distance open, land the clean, crisp, sharp shots, and get off. But if at any time you can't get off, you go towards. You don't stay in middle of range. So every single time, in round 2 and 3, Dalton clinched, he held a lot. No, what happened is, whilst he was still trying to stick to the game plan, if Matias hits you with the first one, instead of finding out whether he can hit you with the second one or try and get away and maybe get caught at a worse range, go straight in and negate his effort. And because Matias upped the pace in the second round, he had to do it a lot earlier. But he was doing that because he couldn't get away, couldn't get away, couldn't get away. The moment he thought comfortable, now it's my turn, he switched the mindset of Matias to thinking he's already holding, he's already scared, he already don't want to know. Matias came even more. The moment Dalton started throwing back over and over again, he was catching him clean, and Matias has got that toughness and arrogance that he was half avoiding what shots was coming back to him, even though they was hurting him. You saw him buzzed a few times through the fight, but the moment that Dalton really started just letting his shots go, disregarding his own defense because he wasn't using energy no more to throw, cover up, move. He was throwing, waiting there to wait until he was ready to throw again. And if he had to take 2 or 3 shots, you saw him, Dalton's going boom, boom, boom. And then coming straight back. He already had it in his head. He's not wasting no energy defending or moving away.
What we saw is that Dalton can take a shot. We've almost never seen that in any of his fights leading up to Matias, but we saw that he can stay in the pocket, take a shot, which is...
And it wakes him up, if anything. It doesn't take away the belief. It wakes up his, his like awareness. It goes up. And yeah, it was one of the best trips over in New York, in Brooklyn. If you're going to win a world title, you do it that way. And I'm looking forward to a big homecoming, hopefully for the champ, just what he deserves.
Well, the fight we all want to see is Adam Azim. Is it too soon for Adam with the experience that Dalton's now got, or do you envision that fight happening this year?
It's always been too soon for Adam, and that's why the fight's not happened. 2 at least, maybe 3 times, Dalton has stopped. Get me Azim next. Not asking about more money, not caring. I want Azim next. I don't want to wait until one of us a world champion, hopefully both of us a world champion, like they're trying to do. He would have fought him 2-3 times already. Now, there is no way that anyone with their right brain would put Adam Azim right now against Dalton. No chance. No chance. Adam's very untested. He's been matched with everything in his favour. Even now, with the fight that he's got coming up that's been cancelled, Lemos, they were looking at the likes of like Richard Commies and stuff. Old retired fighters, weights below coming up. That's where their level of where they think that they should be, they're looking at next. And that's fair enough. But what it's not, and what it has never been, is Dalton. They've pulled out a purse bid multiple times. They've not negotiated multiple times when it stopped ready for that fight. And they haven't exactly, apart from his trainer just trying to dismiss everything that Dalton achieved, I don't think Azim would beat Matias, let alone stop him, at all. And I guarantee that before we find out if Dalton can beat Azim, I guarantee a fight we never see is Matias versus Azim. I would put every pound that I ever had earned from my boxing career on the table that Adam Azim will never fight Matias. And why is that? Dalton just done him in 5 rounds. And it was, holes, he got caught with all these shots, he was gassing, put your fighter against him. You don't want to fight Dalton, we understand. Fight the person he just beat. I bet you won't do that. You fight his sparring partner instead. And he was asking for easier opponents, much easier opponents, much lighter weights, retired fighters, past it fighters for this fight.
Best stuff.
Dalton's world champion. There's no gimmicks. He went through, he won the British outright, he won the European, and he went straight for the world. No gimmicks. No, this fighter may be later, this fighter, no gimmicks. Where you can cheat, con, lie, steal your way to a good position in boxing. We've seen it 1,000 times before. But don't expect real boxing people to just be like, you deserve that fight or you're going to beat him, because there ain't no chance. Adam's been caught in 1 clean shot in his whole career. And it was the South American, I think, fighter that he fought in maybe his 7th or 8th fight. Went 10 rounds with him. the moment he got caught in the 6th round, it was like Azim jumped out the ring and someone else jumped in the ring, someone that was scared, someone that didn't want to throw punches, someone that just wanted to get to the end of the round. So for me, the moment that Azim gets, we've all heard that he's been dropped by Donovan in sparring, he's been dropped by him in sparring. We've all heard that. But in real-time fight time, I saw him take a shot against not even a dangerous international level opponent. His eyes widened like he was a rabbit in headlights, and for the rest of the fight, he fought scared. 1, Dalton can take a shot and not fight scared, and 2, Dalton can deliver a shot that'll put you to sleep. And I don't think Azim has got a prayer, and that's why they're keeping him away. I think they're just trying to use Dalton's name to build up this domestic clash, but I think they'll stay away from it for the entirety of his career. But I like Adam, he's a good fighter. He's just not the level of maturity or fighting that Dalton is, no chance.
Well, I want to see it, so hopefully we do make it. But the reason why we're here in Newcastle Sunny is you've got 2 of your fighters, Brad Casey, who I really like the look of, and Big Leo Tang. We'll start on Brad Casey, then we'll go to Leo. Yeah, Brad, he's had a busy tail end to last year, same as Leo. And what are you expecting here in Newcastle from both these fighters?
Yeah, just plenty more of the same, to be honest. They've both not really put a foot wrong. I would like to see Brad just relaxing a little bit, using his range of his arms and his body proportions. He's so big, but at times he throws like he has to be in the pocket. So just trying to see him work on that a little bit more, using his advantages, and just landing nice clean shots, not loading up, not going through the energy tank for no reason. Just seeing maturity, a bit more maturity. Like, both Leo and Brad have got a long way to go before they're the finished article. But very, very good foundations, both of them.
Leo, I mean, like I said, Leo's had a busy back end of 2025. He's got a fight. He fought in December 21st, I think it was. Now he's back out again, tail end of January.
And so did Brad.
So did Brad.
Bear in mind, Brad hasn't got a promoter. This is Brad's 4th fight. He had his debut,
boxer, yeah.
Matchroom, Queensbury, then Boxer, back to Matchroom. It's looking like we've got something else lined up for him coming up in the next few months as well.
Different promoter again?
One of them ones again. Just hoping that gets all aligned. It's been offered to us, we've accepted, so just waiting. But like, he hasn't walked straight into a promoter contract, but he's probably had a better start. He's not been a boxer for 5-6 months as a professional, and he's already way on the way, or way rolling. And keep up this momentum. He's only 20 years old, so keep developing, keep maturing, and take him to where he needs to be. And when he gets there, he'll be ready for what's to come. Like I said, just like with Leo, still got a long way to go, but when they're at this stage of their career, it's the activity, it's the confidence, it's learning the lessons, it's working on it camp to camp to camp, ticking the boxes with the opponent, slightly making it a bit harder and a bit more questions to ask, just so they can keep having something to think about and learn on, improve on, and not just keep turning up to fight weeks and think, oh, this boxing, I've cracked it, this boxing game's easy, I keep knocking everyone out. It's, you know, Leo's got a little bit of a step up against, what's his name, Beaumont, I think I pronounce his name.
You know better than me, you're his manager.
Yeah, I know, I'm trying to get his pronunciation right. But a kid that's gone the distance with Matty Harris, he went 8 rounds with Tony Oka, he went the distance with Dave Allen, I believe. So, a fighter that's meant to come and ask him a few questions, but one thing that Leo's got that a lot of these other fighters we just mentioned hasn't, is the ability to go through the gears.
Yeah.
And that bit of sharpness of his movement, of his feet, his engine, he can really rev it and keep it revving for a little bit, where a lot of heavyweights, they throw a few and they need to have that rest, they need to have that pace, where, you know, Leo for an 18, just turned 19, today's his birthday.
Today's his birthday?
Today's his birthday.
Wow.
19.
Still,
Looks sometimes for 19 years old, doesn't he? Today's his birthday.
The thing is, it's the maturity side of things. I mean, I was in the army when I was 19. I don't know what you were doing when you were 19. What were you doing? Boxing. Were you still in amateurs? No, were you?
I turned pro when I was 20. I won my ABA title when I was 19.
Right, so were you mature? Were you as mature as that young man there? Because he is very...
I'm still not as mature as that man is now. Look at me. I'm the size of the average woman. You know what I mean? Look at him. 6 foot 5, 6 foot 6, 19 years old. He's got some life ahead of him, isn't he?
It's horrible to think, isn't it?
I'm jealous of the life. I'm jealous of the life that he's gonna have. He's not even had it yet.
I know. But listen, we all get excited, as you know, as boxing fans. We all get excited when a young heavyweight comes through. Just look at Moses Tama, how excited we are about him. Now, for Leo Tang, how far can you see this young man go? I know that as a manager, but as a manager, you've got to step by step. There's this talk about beating Mike Tyson's record as youngest. He's only just turned 19. Two years down the line.
We're not going for no...
2 years though, it's still 2 years to go.
But we're not going for no earliest world title or youngest or least amount of fights.
But could he do it? It's still 2 years away.
Potentially, definitely. Potentially he could, but we're not aiming for it, so he probably won't.
No.
Not that he couldn't do it, but when we get Leo and Tang to the hard 12-round world level fights, we want him to not be able to only dominate there, but then to stay there and create a legacy, because we genuinely believe in the fighter that we've got, his personality, his work ethic, his demeanor, and what he brings to the ring. Very few fighters ever can, let alone at 18 years old. We've not seen him in the ring as a 19-year-old yet. Everything he's been doing to these fully grown men, going through them quicker than, bear in mind, he's getting in the ring against fighters that other good fighters have fought. And he's done every single one of them better than every single one of the other ones. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. It doesn't necessarily mean he'll beat all of those guys right now necessarily. But what it does mean is that when you're putting them up next to each other in a comparison, that he's every bit as good, every bit of a physical threat, every bit as powerful, every bit as accurate, and every bit as dangerous as all these other guys. And he's beating them faster than the other ones are. He's not doing anything. Okay, his debut come out, he's just letting hands go straight away. His second or third fight, touching, look, shoulders, touching, foot,
even
touching,
even the
shoulders,
first
look.
fight though, that when he dropped his right shoulder, went to the body. You don't see many heavyweights do that, dropping the shoulder and hitting that left hook.
The reason why I believe we can go all the way to the top end of the game with Leo is he started boxing when he was lighter than what I'm walking around now. And he started boxing at what? 50, 52 kilos. And now he's grown to 107, 108 kilos. So he's still been moving every day like a boxer from 50 kilos to 100 kilos. So he's managed to maintain and keep hold of a lot of his rhythm, a lot of his movement, a lot of his balance. Now, when you get like someone like an AJ or a Dillian White or anyone that starts boxing when they're already big, they can only ever learn to grasp the movement of their body from that size they've started at. When you've started at a young age, like a Leo Tang, a Moses Torma, you see a night and day difference in that bit of range, that bit of movement, that bit of IQ, that bit of control over their body. And like a Moses Torma, Leo has that. And that's why Moses is so good as well, because he doesn't move like someone his size. He doesn't move like someone 100-something kilos moves. He moves like someone far lighter. Same thing with Tyson Fury, started boxing young. Every time you get someone that starts when they're little, when they're bigger, they can still try and act like they was when they were smaller. Now, they won't have all the movement, they won't have all the speed, they won't have all the fitness, conditioning, range, but they will get more than someone that, I don't know.
They'll have that a little bit more than a heavyweight.
Oh, you're 6'7", you can have a fight, you should be a boxer.
Yeah.
That's a lot of heavyweight story.
Yep.
That is a lot of heavyweights background into boxing. Someone's looked at how physically impressive they are and asked them, why the hell are you not a boxer? Can you have a fight? The moment they say, yeah, come down to the gym. True or not?
Yeah, it's not.
But then you have the ones that come as the amateurs, they bring that something different. You see Usyk was boxing far shorter, boxing far smaller, far lighter weight. You see Tyson Fury was doing the same. Now AJ has been a heavyweight since the day he started boxing.
Yep.
And AJ is tremendous and has done tremendous and a good friend of mine. But the reason why you get that slight rigidness that you maybe don't get in someone else is because he started late. How can he now at 17, 18, 19 years old start moving a fully developed, muscle-bound, 6'6", 6'7", you know, 110 kilo body? How can he try and move that ever like Leo or Moses was able to move when they was 10 years old?
No, listen, you're spot on. That makes a lot of sense. And listen, you do make a lot of sense. I'll give you that. Now, I'm glad you mentioned Tyson Fury, because I don't know if you've just seen the news. It just broke about 20 minutes to half an hour ago. His returns April 11th against Azim Murodov. Ring Magazine just reported it. I just want to get your thoughts on it. I mean, Azim Murodov, we've seen against Dave Allen. We've seen him out in Saudi a few times. Dangerous fighter that can obviously punch a little bit, maybe a little bit more than what I mean. Tough fight for Tyson Fury, and especially after 2 years out the ring.
Yeah, but he's been out for years before, come back and like.
I mean, he's done that one against Surfy, but I'm pretty much sure that wasn't. Murodov is active, dangerous, big, and strong.
Yeah, well, it just It just depends where he's at. I've not really seen him. It depends how much he's been in the gym. Obviously, he's still a fantastic fighter, but eventually age and lifestyle catches up with you. The worse your lifestyle, the quicker the age does catch up with you, typically. But look, Tyson's always been top of the range, and if he's still as good as he has been and can get their conditioning and the threat, then I think he wins. But obviously, Aslan is a big, dangerous man, and no, we saw that against Dave Allen. Sad for Dave. I mean, it was one fight away from Tyson Fury, really, didn't it?
There you go.
So
there you go.
Fuming at that, but good fight. Netflix, big money, 2 fighters that we know. The amount of money that a Tyson Fury would be required to earn before stepping into a boxing ring, he probably now wouldn't be able to go and fight, you know, Safari or one of the sort of easier fights. So he's probably looked at, you know, who he thinks he can beat, who he looks as like there's an opportunity, and who generates the most. And, you know, if he wants to get straight in, back into it, and they're talking about the AJ fight this year potentially, you think one of these years it's going to come. And when they're both not at the top, you think it'll be that little bit easier to make? Because when one of them has got, I don't know, the world title, or that seems to be the leverage and the expectation of what that brings and how much they deserve to earn because of, seemingly seems like why it's not been made previous to now. And yeah, if Tyson goes through this fight and looks good, then him versus AJ will be a massive fight at the back end of the year, like it would anyway.
Yeah.
How
long we want to see that fight?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it's always going to be big, but you know, if we got it right now, I think we'd still be happy.
Yeah.
If we get it in another 2-3 years, I don't know.
One final one before I let you go. I'm loving this beard, Sonny.
Don't. My barber's away.
So what you doing? You're just gonna? I think you should shave the head and keep the beard.
Yeah, my hair has been getting shorter, but it's a bit tufty in that right now. But then my barber's away, because normally what I do is I just wait until I got fight week and I make sure I get a trim before.
You don't
Apart
trust
from
any
that,
other barber?
No, I don't trust any barber. It's just that I messaged him to get my hair cut before I came, and he weren't in the country, so then I leave things last minute. So I'll get a haircut before fight night, no, definitely. Hopefully today, maybe tomorrow.
Well, you're always on camera. Listen, Sonny, appreciate you, brother. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you, mate. Thank you.
Live only on his own. The Ring 6. Teofimo Lopez, the Brooklyn-born king of 140, looks to retain his world title as Shakur Stevenson steps up to become a 4-division world champion. Lopez versus Stevenson, January 31st. Click the link in the description to buy now.